Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today we're talking about something I'm pretty passionate about. Basically, we're going to be talking about offensive language and feelings. And I'm going to be talking specifically about the types of people that seem to get offended if you say the word retard, even though you're not directly referencing anybody. And it's two types of people, right? It's the white knight, the person that basically comes to the rescue of somebody that didn't ask for it and doesn't really have the right to be offended by it because they're not autistic or they're not on any kind of spectrum. And it's also the people that do have the right to be offended by it, but either way, it's a choice. Like, it's the fact that I can just say the word retard with zero context and somebody will somehow turn that into a, oh, you're prejudiced against autistic people. Well, hey buddy, let's entertain this. Why are you associating the word retard with an autistic person? And why does an autistic person who's offended by the word retard associate themselves with that word? And I'm not judging autistic people for being offended by a word they're allowed to be offended by, but I just don't understand why we can't question it. Like, for instance, if you're gay and somebody calls you a faggot, well, just ask yourself a question. Are you actually a faggot? Because if the answer is no, then there's no reason to be offended. And of course, I understand why people are offended by these words. It's because of their history. They have a really strong background. But there's a difference between recognizing the oppression that was caused by the use of a certain word and becoming completely unstuck and seeing red as soon as you hear somebody say it. And before somebody tries to make the dumbass argument, oh, you're not a minority, you don't know what you're talking about. One, who gives a flying fuck, it's true. And two, I genuinely don't have anything to say about that because I don't want to make myself look like a fucking victim. Point is, if you leave food out, ants are gonna eat it. And there's a lot of things that I grew up never truly understanding, like for instance, why people drink or do drugs or go watch the game at the bar. But people being offended by words is something I will just never understand. And you know what, like even if you're a black guy, yeah, we're going there, and somebody calls you the N-word, like they fucking hard R and everything, they like stuck the landing, ask yourself, are you, and you know who you are, you're I'm genuinely debating whether I should leave that in or not. Yeah, shut up, I didn't even say it. But let's rearrange that and word it like this. Slurs are words that do not exist. They were literally invented to offend somebody. But don't worry, I'll make it easier for you. An autistic person is real. Retard is not real. That is a fake thing made up to make the autistic person cry. Hearing somebody say the word retard does not affect me because the word retard is not actually a real thing. Watching somebody bully an autistic person is gonna piss me off and I'm gonna wanna go over and fucking punch that guy in the face because that's a real, living, feeling person right there and they have every right to be upset. Okay, and now here's the good cop explanation. You are way more than what the word faggot or retard is supposed to describe of you. These simple little words mean nothing in comparison to the grand scheme of what goes on inside that head of yours. The truth is, you as a person, as a gay person, or as an autistic person, as a black person, Mexican, Asian, whatever the fuck you are way more special and important and amazing than some fucking word. And it's an insult to your own intelligence to bring your amazing personality as low as a fucking slur. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story in relation to this video. A long time ago, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, I was on Team Fortress 2. There was a kid who was getting the piss taken out of in game chat. Literally, a bunch of grown-ass men like talking mad shit to like this 11-year-old kid who's like just trying to play the game. And after a bit of back and forth, the kid started to get a bit shaky in his voice. You could tell he was on the verge of tears. And I decided to step in as the mature young adult that I was, and I pulled this kid to the side for a little pep talk, and I let him know, listen buddy, it doesn't matter what these fucking assholes are calling you, because you know in your heart who and what you are, and whatever they're calling you literally doesn't mean anything. And then I ended the pep talk with a simple question, are you a retard? And the kid said, no, I'm not. And then I told him, well, why are you getting offended then? He immediately started laughing. And then, to push it off a little bit further to egg him on, I literally told him to just throw insults at me. He called me a dumbass, an idiot, whatever he could think of. And I just laughed it off and I told him it doesn't matter what somebody calls you because in your heart you know that that's not who you are. But I left out one very key important detail about this story, and that's that I was actually the child. From that point on, I vowed to never allow a single slur, offensive word, or dark humor joke get the best of me. But anyway guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you got something out of it. And by the way, if you disagree with me in any one of my videos, like feel free to say something. I'm completely open to having my mind changed. I'm not saying that that's gonna happen, but I'm totally open to the possibility of it happening. Just as long as you don't bring in a bunch of toxic ass bullshit behavior, I'm totally fine with being criticized. But thanks again you guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later.